You are listening to Light Up Vichwa podcast. It's a weekly podcast on conscious living and parenting. It's a bilingual podcast, so I hope you have been enjoying and benefiting from my Urdu and English programs. Today's conversation is with Dr. Ghazala Alam. This is episode 105, which is in English, and there has been a version in Urdu, which is for people who understand or speak Urdu and can share, rate, and review what they think about that. Please subscribe if you haven't done so to Light Up Vichwa podcast and share, rate, and review. It's available on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio. A Facebook page is available, Instagram, and it's available on most of the social media. Definitely please subscribe YouTube channel and press the icon button on it so you can get all the updates for all the video and audio podcast. This is a tribute to George Floyd, who was recently brutally murdered, and this episode talks about the police brutality and racism. And there will be more topics and conversations coming on these issues. So please stay tuned and let me know what you think. Thank you.
And so basically, in a nutshell, what I've been trying to, and I've, ever since this unfortunate incident, the murder happened on Memorial Day 2020, May 25th. But since this happened, and I looked up, and the things that I found or about him and about the statistics on African Americans, like 1 in 3 African American ends up in the jail. Why? Where they only constitute 15% of our population, yet 37% are incarcerated. The incarceration rates for the juvenile African Americans are much higher than the incarceration rates for non-African American. I mean, 35% of juvenile African Americans are incarcerated. George Floyd, he was raised by a single mother. He was raised in the projects in Houston. He managed to get himself into a university in Florida, and he did go to the university for 2 years, but then he could not continue there. And then I think he moved out to a university in Houston and dropped out from there shortly. But he had worked, he had taken on jobs, and in his last job, his boss or his employer has commented that he would be found praying in the hallways sometimes. He would regularly read the Bible. He was a person he was working as a security guard for, he was a security guard somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I remember reading.
He was known to walk out like the people who would, in a shelter. He was a security guard in the shelter with, I think it was Salvation Army or one of those. And he would walk out the guests or the people or the customers to the door. He was a kind soul.
So nice gentleman.
This same person who was killed for $20, he was murdered for a $10 crime. He spent 10 months in incarceration. I mean, if you and I or one of our children pick up a $10 bill from somewhere, it was a $10 drug-related crime, whatever it was. But I mean, the statistics, the numbers, like only 15% of our entire population is African American, yet almost 40%, 37 to 38% of incarcerated inmates are African American. I mean, look at the disparity. So keeping all that, I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling that we brought them, or whoever brought them several generations ago as slaves, kept them as slaves, freed them, but there was nothing that was done to rehabilitate. The system was not open. Like you put somebody, you keep somebody, it's like saying, and maybe the analogy, this is my analogy, it's like saying you keep a bird in a cage for years, and then you say, okay, I've become so big-hearted, I'm so generous, I'm freeing this bird now, but I've clipped the wings. How do you expect that bird to fly? Never. It may, and let's assume hypothetically that the wings will grow, but every time the wings grow, you snip them.
Yep.
And the bird is flying with eagles who are flying at like supersonic speeds here, and the bird is struggling to keep up. By the time it meets up, somebody comes and clips their wings. It's so, I mean, and we are all to be blamed. I'm not blaming any particular color here. You and I and others like us, we are part of this systemic racism. We are part of the systemic racism because we contribute to it, we avail of it. How many times have you or I or anybody in our families gone and said, oh, here's an African American, let me be fair and let me see what I can do for him?
Yeah.
No. I mean, we're very good at pointing fingers. But unless the system switches, unless the system makes a conscious effort coming to your conscious living, unless there are reparations, unless it becomes mandatory, whatever way it is made mandatory, whether it is in jobs, in housing, in education, in giving their children equal opportunities and encouraging them, bringing them up, it will never happen.
Yes.
And I think we're at that turning point in this whole racism scene that we have to make a difference, do something.
Can I add a little here that as an individual, we need to, because we are part of the system, so as an individual, we have to be conscious of how we are contributing in our own small ways. So that will help and question the system, and we have to stand for justice wherever we see that it is not right. Second is that, of course, you are right to say that we are all part of system, but there are people who are working on it that I'm familiar, but obviously it's not, work is not enough. It's not enough yet. Otherwise this wouldn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, and so, fortunately, thankfully, there is a video recording, so that entire world otherwise this would be another of the events that get.
Yes.
So keeping with that in mind, Shua.
Yes, thank you.
My nazm is in Urdu. I'll recite to you in Urdu. Hopefully, an English translation I'll send soon. तो अगर आपकी इजाजत हो
जी जरूर प्लीज जरूर.
तो इस नज्म का उन्वान है एक शख्स. खरीदा गया था बाजार में, चंद सिक्कों के एवज एक शख्स था बिका. गुलामी की मुहर कुछ ऐसे लगी, ताउम्र मुकद्दर तारीक रहा. एक शख्स कितना मजबूर, कितना बेबस था, इसका वाहिद कसूर इसका रंग ही तो था. हर सिमत थी नफरत, हर सिमत से धुतकार, न इज्जत मिली न रुतबा मिला. आँख खोली थी गुर्बत में बिन बाप का वो घर, नामुकम्मल घराना कुछ ऐसा मिला. एक शख्स कितना मजबूर, कितना बेबस था, इसका वाहिद कसूर इसका रंग ही तो था. कत्ल गारत हो या हो चोरी कहीं, सबसे अव्वल जो मशकूक वो यही शख्स था. लड़कपन जवानी बुढ़ापे तलक अपने साये से भी ये डरता रहा. एक शख्स कितना मजबूर, कितना बेबस था, इसका वाहिद कसूर इसका रंग ही तो था. जैसे मैं आपसे कह रही थी कि बच्चे जुवेनाइल 1 in 3 of them get arrested. कि लड़कपन जवानी बुढ़ापे तलक अपने साये से भी ये डरता रहा. और ज़रूरतों की थी कैद, ख्वाहिशात का था पहरा. ज़रूरतों की थी कैद, ख्वाहिशात का था पहरा. कफस था और सयाद इसकी किस्मत में लिखा. سارے قانون رد کر سارے جرم اپنا کر اپنی اندھیری تقدیر یوں بناتا رہا.
یہ ریپیٹ کر دیں گی اپنے یہ لاسٹ آپ نے بولا.
تو یہ جیسے میں آپ کو کہہ رہی تھی کہ پری بارگینز نہیں, they are not able to do that. Lack of resources, lack of money, lack of support. System does not support that much. تو اپنے جرم اپنا لیتے ہیں اور قفس سے چند دنوں کے لیے رہائی ہوتی ہے. تو ضرورتوں کی تھی قید, خواہشات کا تھا پہرا, قفس تھا اور صیاد اس کی قسمت میں لکھا. سارے قانون رد کر سارے جرم اپنا کر اپنی اندھیری تقدیر یوں ہی لکھتا رہا. ایک شخص کتنا مجبور کتنا بے بس تھا, اس کا واحد قصور اس کا رنگ ہی تھا. اپنے رنگ کی سزا کچھ ایسے ملی, دن دہاڑے آج اس کا قتل ہو گیا. اپنے رنگ کی سزا کچھ ایسے ملی, دن دہاڑے آج اس کا قتل ہو گیا. ایک جابر پرزور اور یہ شخص کمزور جو سسکتا رہا تڑپتا رہا. نہ منصف کوئی نہ ہمدرد کہیں, وہ چپ چاپ یوں ہی ختم ہو گیا. ایک جابر پرزور اور ایک شخص کمزور جو سسکتا رہا تڑپتا رہا. نہ منصف کوئی نہ ہمدرد کہیں, وہ چپ چاپ یوں ہی ختم ہو گیا. ایک شخص کتنا مجبور کتنا بے بس تھا, اس کا واحد قصور اس کا رنگ ہی تھا. ختم ہوا ہے یہ شخص اس کی قوم ہے یہیں. ختم ہوا ہے یہ شخص اس کی قوم ہے یہیں. اپنی نسلوں کو یہ اپنا رنگ دے گیا. کیوں نہ ہم ہو کے بیدار یہ جنگ اب لڑیں, مٹا دیں غلامی اور تفریق رنگ.
ریپیٹ مکرر.
ختم ہوا ہے یہ شخص اس کی قوم ہے یہیں. اپنی نسلوں کو یہ اپنا رنگ دے گیا. کیوں نہ ہم ہو کے بیدار یہ جنگ اب لڑیں, مٹا دیں غلامی اور تفریق رنگ.
بہت شکریہ. تھینک یو.
بہت شکریہ آپ کا شعا. آپ یہ موقع دیتی ہیں.
نہیں, آپ نے موقع دیا کہ میں آپ کو یہ موقع دوں. نہیں, بہت امپورٹنٹ
یہ میسج ہے, یہ
پیغام
امید ہے,
بہت
یہ التجا ہے کہ we do something, we don't, ہم رک نہ جائیں.
چلیں خدا حافظ کہہ دیں آپ دونوں لینگویجز میں.
چلیں, بہت شکریہ شعا. تھینک یو. خدا حافظ. اللہ نے کے پان اور God bless you for doing this.